So people might think, what is the relationship to religion and entrepreneurship, or in this case, innovation and entrepreneurship? Well, in today's society, or for a long time, we've lived in systems that are really complex, with a lot of complex, persisting problems like poverty, gender inequality, environmental degradation. Religion has often been a source for people to deal with these issues. So what I'm investigating is what relationship does the social aspect of social innovation and entrepreneurship have to religious values, investigating how religious individuals, in this particular case, millennial Sikhs in Canada, are integrating their religious principles into social entrepreneurship and innovation. It seems simple in the sense that if we consider Canadian history, this is not an unusual question to investigate. We might be familiar with the discord of religion or religious discord, but in fact, religion has always played a role in Canadian society in terms of our social economy. For example, Tommy Douglas, common reference to how amazing our country is in terms of access to healthcare. But what people might not realize is that his motivation to get involved in that type of initiative stemmed from the fact that he was a Baptist minister who was concerned about society based on his understanding of the social gospel, or recognizing that the second coming of Jesus Christ wouldn't come until we achieved heaven on earth. So his goal was to achieve that by establishing healthcare to everybody. This is one of our longest or most valued forms of social enterprise in Canadian history. So why does this matter? Why does this matter for my research? Well, our country is becoming more religiously diverse, and I assume that our social economy reflects that diversity, or at least I would like to think so. In terms of vulnerabilities, religious minorities, ethnic minorities are often in vulnerable circumstances due to immigration and a long history of discrimination that, again, as Canadians, we sometimes don't like to acknowledge. Well, Sikhs in Canada in particular have been entrepreneurial from the start, but it resulted from the fact that they faced a lot of discrimination. When they first came to Canada, they weren't allowed to wear their turbans in their workplace. That motivated them to actually establish their own businesses, like the lumber industry, for example, in British Columbia. Generations later, we're looking at a generation that's a millennial generation growing up in what I consider an age of social innovation and entrepreneurship. I mean, our university is an example of that. So, for this generation, they're taking their religious values, their values of seva, which is volunteer service, and sarbat dabala, which is the well-being of others. And they're merging a history of entrepreneurship in their community to their philanthropic principles of religion and bringing that into programs. Now, I put the MP of Innovation and Economic Development and Science and Bardish Chagar, our Minister of Entrepreneurship, because they represent that. So that's my presentation. Thank you.